Hello, today we are going to learn how to incorporate LDAP authentication with qTest Manager. To begin, log in as an administrator user into qTest. Go to the administration console by clicking on your name and clicking Administration. Make sure you have available licenses to sync in LDAP users. To begin, go to the Authentication tab. I will clear out the existing configuration to create a new one. I am going to sync in an Active Directory LDAP configuration with qTest, but you can use any LDAP compliant server. To begin, type in the domain name, DNS name for your LDAP or Active Directory server. Mine will be atfs.qasymphony.support, and then the port for non-HTTPS communication will be 389. After entering the URL, the next property will be the base. The base is the root distinguished name to use when running queries against the directory server. For example, we will use a base in the root of the domain, which would be, in our case, of tricentis.com, dc equals tricentis, comma, dc equals com. The next property will be the base search, or search base. This value is used in addition to the base DN when searching and loading users. If no value is supplied, the subtree search will start from the base DN. For example, if this is blank, the search will start at tricentis.com in the root. But we are going to specify the users directory and set to cn equals users. The search filter will be used to distinguish what objects we are searching for. We will search for person objects, and as such, we'll enter in the search filter as this. The next property will be user DN. The user DN is the distinguished name of the user that qTest will use when connecting to the directory server. For example, I will use an administrator user by typing cn equals administrator, comma, cn equals users, dc equals tricentis, to indicate tricentis.com, dc equals com. You will then enter in the password of that user. After that, we will enter the mapping fields. qTest has 4 fields that will need to be brought in from Active Directory or LDAP. They are the username, first name, last name, or email. All of these aren't required, just the username is absolutely required, but it is recommended to bring in all of them. In our instance, we're going to map username to the cn property, first name to the name property, last name to the given name property, and email to the mail property. We are not using an SSL connection, and we are using Active Directory, so we will check that box. Confirm all of your properties are correct, and click Test. A successful connection means you can save. LDAP and turn it on. So we'll go click Activation Status On, and then Save. Refresh. Confirm it's still on, and then go back to the Licenses tab. You will notice now that there is an Import from LDAP button. This will be used to import users from the LDAP server to qTest. Go ahead and click that now. We will select the authentication system, and we only have one, so we will choose LDAP 1 and click Retrieve Users. We have 5 users returned. We will go ahead and return the administrator and Tony Stark. We can see some missing properties. In this case, you will need to review your mapping to make sure it is correct, but in our case, we will just fill it in. Now that we have our 2 users listed, we can check the box at the bottom if we want, which means if qTest email already exists in qTest, it merges the LDAP account to that qTest account. But because we have no active users with these emails in our system, they will not be overwritten. So we can click Save. In our case, because there is a duplicate, it will not overwrite because we have this checkbox here. You can review the authentication system for each user. In our case, the 2 LDAP users are marked by Authentication System LDAP 1. To sort by just that authentication system, we can go up to Authentication System and click LDAP 1 again, and click to the side. Or if we want to look at just internal users, we'll uncheck LDAP and click Internal. We will now test login with the administrator user. Grab the LDAP username and we'll log out. Enter in that username. And then the AD password of that user. Note that qTest does not store the Active Directory password. It will authenticate based off your LDAP server. We have successfully authenticated with LDAP. Please go back to the administration console with an admin user to do any more work. This concludes the Active Directory integration video with qTest. Thank you.
Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe to the Tricentis Academy channel to get the latest tips, tricks, and user tutorials to help you best utilize Tricentis continuous testing platform. For more information, please visit tricentis.com/academy.